Hi everybody, welcome back to Liable of Zest and welcome to day 2 of your virtual Pilates workout series. For those of you who can't physically join us at the Sunshine Club studio in Durban, this is so that we can continue working together as a community and just continue working towards a common goal of being healthy and happy. And so if you are joining today, thank you so much. And again, let me know where you're checking in from and what it is that you're training towards, or if you're just wanting to keep a good healthy lifestyle, let me know. I'd love to hear. Today is another full body Pilates workout, and let's get straight into it. We're going to be starting in a seated position at the end of the mat. We're going to extend those legs, lengthening that spine, lifting arms up towards the sky. Deep breath in, and as we're exhaling, we're lengthening that spine, drawing the shoulders away from each other. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to tuck in that head, neck, and chest towards those knees as you extend those hands through those feet. Inhale to pause. Exhale, coming all the way back up, lifting those arms up. Inhale, we're going to lean over towards that right hand side. Come back to center. Then left hand side. Come back to center. And coming all the way down. Leaning forward. Inhale to pause. Exhale back up. Lifting those arms and towards the right. Coming back to center. Towards the left. Coming back to center. Remember to keep those knees pressed into the ground. As you flex those ankles, you'll get a deeper stretch when you do that. To the right. Inhale, center. To the left. Inhale, center. Last one, tucking in the chin, head, neck, and chest. Leaning forward. We're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to go deeper into that stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to extend that upper back. Okay, this is quite an interesting move. You want to keep the angle of your hips, keeping that core tight. You're extending that upper back. Palms are facing each other. And you're just going to squeeze elbows towards each other. Then extend. That's 1. And 2. And 3. Keep going. Should be feeling this in your upper back as well as your core, while those hamstrings experience a very beautiful stretch. I'm actually even feeling it into my lower back. Just make sure you're not pushing through pain. If you are struggling, you can just lift a little bit higher. And let's do 2 more. And coming back to the extension, thumbs facing the ceiling, we're just going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And deep breath in. Exhale, leaning forward. Then slowly coming back up. We're going to lift those arms up and then placing our hands over our head, grabbing opposite elbows. We're just going to push that left elbow towards the sky as you draw that left glute into the ground. Remember to keep those ankles flexed. Inhale to center. Same thing towards the right. Inhale to center. And 1 more on each side. Coming back to center. And to the left. Coming back to center. We're going to lift the arms all the way up and around. We're just going to do a few big circles. And let's do 2 more. And then placing our hands on the top of the mat, fingers facing our feet. We're just going to lift up, lifting those hips towards the sky. And inhale to pause. Exhale down, just to lower and hover. And up. Modification for this exercise is you can bend your knees and you can just do a reverse tabletop position. So lifting up. So this is a really nice shoulder stretch, hip flexor stretch, as well as a glute activation exercise. And let's do 2 more. And last one, we're just going to hold here, sucking in, drawing belly to spine, looking up, not hyperextending that neck, just looking up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping those glutes down as you lift those arms up towards the sky. Toes are pointed, and you're just going to come into a seated forward fold. Pointing those toes. You should feel a nice stretch down the front of your legs. Deep breath. Slowly coming back up. We're going to crisscross those legs, lifting those arms back up towards the sky, then drawing them down onto the mat in front of you as you draw that chest down. Again, allowing your shoulders to stretch out here. Keep holding. Trying to draw your hands away from your shoulders as much as you can. Imagine they're stuck on the mat and you're being pulled in the opposite direction with your body. Now slowly coming into an all fours position. Taking a deep inhale, lifting right leg and left leg. And we're going to hold in this Superman hold, keeping that core tight. Allowing that body to activate while maintaining stability, just getting that blood flow, warming those legs up. Keep holding. We're going to flex that right ankle and we're just going to do pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and another 10. Now keeping that core tight, we're waking up those glutes, getting them ready to get some deep activations. And 3, 2, 1, and we're slowly bringing that right leg out towards the side and leaning all the way back in towards the back of our mat. Very nice. You want to feel a stretch all the way down that inner part of your leg. And then leaning forward into all fours, and then you're dropping that hip and you're opening that chest. That's the movement. So we just, again, getting mobility into those joints as we prepare for our sequence. Very weird or funny movement, but it's really quite a good one in terms of opening different parts of your joints in one fluid motion. And last one, leaning all the way back. And we're just going to hold here. We're going to flex that ankle if you can. And then we're just going to walk our hands towards that right foot. We're just going to hold here for a few seconds, taking a deep inhale and exhale. Keep holding. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking those hands back, coming back into that all fours, and then lifting that leg back up. And we're going to hold for another few seconds, flexing that ankle, core nice and tight. Deep breaths. And dropping that left hand, lifting yourself straight up into a 3-legged downward dog. Allow this time to stretch out. Try to keep those hips stacked. And then tucking that right knee in and then placing it between those hands into our runner's lunge. Lifting arms up towards the sky. We're going to interlace our hands behind our back. And I just want you to heel toe your right foot slightly towards the side. And we're opening that chest towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, dropping right shoulder and left shoulder down towards the mat as you bring those arms overhead. Inhale to pause. Exhale, lifting back up. Inhale, exhale, back down. This is also, again, a nice stability exercise while we're getting in that beautiful stretch and range of motion into those shoulders and into those hips. And last one, all the way down, all the way back up. And we're going to lift our arms up towards the sky. And then we're going to extend that front leg, deep breath in. And we're going to extend our arms into a T-point. And we're just going to look over that right shoulder. Try to keep those hips stacked. You should get a little stretch down that side of that outer leg. Keep holding. Arms up to the sky. Pivoting that back foot. Arms into T-point. And dropping down into a pyramid stretch. So left arm up, right arm down. You're pushing that glute, that tailbone behind you. Keep holding. Very nice. Lifting back up, pivoting that back foot, lifting that heel, coming back to that crescent lunge, opening that chest towards the sky, placing your hands back on the mat, and then lifting that left leg next to that right leg into a forward fold. Deep breath. Halfway lengthen. Coming back down. Placing hands on the mat. Jumping into your front support position. Keep holding. Deep breaths. Sucking belly to spine. Pushing those hands away. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Coming down. You can either do knees and then chest, or you can go straight into a push-up, into your upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Pushing that head through those arms as you push those heels into the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, rounding yourself back into plank position, dropping yourself into all fours, extending left leg, right arm. Getting that alignment, getting that activation, flexing that left ankle, and we're going to do little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing that right hand down as you bring that left leg to the side, and then leaning back towards the back of that mat. All the way down. Enjoy that stretch down that thigh. Coming forward, then opening, dropping that right hip as you open that chest. And coming back, leaning back. Enjoy this time as an active recovery. Just loosening up those hips. Very nice, everyone. Keep up the good work. And coming all the way back. Now leaning into that right heel as you walk those hands towards that left ankle. Just allow that stretch. Keep holding. Lean into it. But just remember to go according to your own limits. Coming back to center. And then lifting that leg back up. Extending that right arm for one more time. We're just going to hold here. Lengthening those limbs, flexing that ankle. Keep holding. Dropping that right hand, now lifting yourself straight up into three-legged downward dog. Using this time again to stretch out as much as you can. Pointing those toes. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bringing that left foot between those hands as you lift yourself up into crescent lunge. Leaning forward, allowing that beautiful hip flexor stretch. Interlacing those hands behind your back. Lifting arms up towards chest up towards the sky as you drop those hands down. Inhale. Exhale, dropping chest to floor as you bring those hands over the head and shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up. Focus on that stability and coming all the way back down. And back up. Keep going. Remember to breathe. You're using your breath to your advantage here. You want to allow that oxygen to get to those muscles and those joints. And last one. Coming all the way back down. We're going to hold here. Now slowly coming back up. We're going to pivot that back foot and slowly bring our hands into a T position. Extend that back leg and then drop that left arm down as you lift that right arm up towards the sky. Very nice. Just allow the stretch. Keep holding. Now slowly coming back up, pivoting that back foot, bring that left arm out in front as you keep that left leg extended. A little bit of a balancing motion here. Keep holding. And slowly coming back to center, placing your hands on that mat, lifting that right foot next to that left foot, forward fold, halfway lengthen, back into that forward fold, and slowly rolling yourself up one vertebra at a time, lifting arms up towards the sky, chest to ceiling. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming back down. We're going to do that one more time, just allowing that spine to stretch out, rolling yourself up, lifting arms up to the sky, opening that chest. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming back down into forward fold, and we're going to halfway lengthen and then coming straight into our half squat, lifting arms up towards the sky. In this position, we're going to squeeze elbows towards one another, then back up as we hold. So belly to spine, keeping that core tight. We're going to do 8 of these, back straight, neck is in neutral, and we're just squeezing down. That's 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. 2 more. Squeezing down, palms to face each other as we come up, palms to face the wall in front of you as you come down. And we're going to hold here in that rugby post position, and we're going to do little pulsations again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting arms up and slowly coming all the way down into a seated position, making sure you're in that center of that mat. Very nice. Placing arms in front of you, back straight, core nice and tight. Deep breath in. Exhale, opening that right shoulder towards that opposite back corner. And coming back to center. And other side. Coming back to center. One more on each side. Last one. Coming back to center. Lifting those arms all the way up. Then placing them back behind you. We're going to do those hip lifts again. So we're going to take a deep inhale, extending those legs. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower and hover. Exhale, lift. And lowering and hovering. And lift. And last one. Again, your modification, if you struggle with that one, you can just bend those knees. Keep going. And we're going to hold for a few seconds in that last one. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing those glutes on the mat and coming all the way down into a supine position. We're going to lift our legs up into tabletop, lifting head, neck, and chest off the mat. And we're going to flex those ankles. So we're just going to alternate extending right leg and then left leg while we have our head, neck, and chest off the mat. So you'll find if you keep those ankles flexed, you get quite a nice stretch down the back of that hamstring. If you want more of a stretch, you can draw that knee closer towards your chest, or if you want to just stay here, that's okay too. Now what we're going to do is extend both at the same time. Just remember to keep that head, neck, and chest off the mat. Extending, bending, and toe tap. And extend, bend, toe tap. So we're just warming up that core before we get into more advanced sequences. Toe tap. Keep going. And toe tap, keeping that core tight, drawing navel to spine. And last one, extending. And we're just going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to drop head, neck, and chest off the mat, keeping those knees where they are. We're going to imagine like there's a pin on our heels, and we're just going to do little circles in an outward direction. So this one, very small movements. The key here is to maintain stability of that pelvis, and you're loosening up that hip joint while you're stabilizing with your core. Belly to spine. So even though it's a small and may come across as a simple movement, very important that you keep control and posture, and you will find a deep burn. If you struggle with hamstring flexibility, you can bend those knees and just do little circles like that. Or you don't have to be at a complete 90-degree angle. You can pretend like you're drawing just on the upper wall, if that makes sense. Now slowly coming back to center and changing direction. This is a really nice lower abdominal exercise. Get deep into that transverse abdominis, that lower deep core muscle, which really is part of helping that stability during acts of daily living. And I'm getting a nice burn. Let's keep going. And coming back to center. Last little one before we have a little break, pointing those toes and little flutter kicks for 10. If you want more of a challenge, you can lift your head, neck, and chest. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering head, neck, and chest, opening those knees as you draw your ankles towards each other, knees down, and just come into position, whatever position you might need to just loosen up or feel comfortable. Right now my body's wanting me to go into happy baby, so you can join me. And slowly drawing those knees in, hugging those knees to chest. And now slowly placing your feet back on the mat. Going to go straight into our pelvic curl, so deep breath in. Exhale, lifting those hips off the mat, core nice and tight. We're going to hold here. I want you to lift those heels off the ground, so you might have to bring your feet a little bit closer towards your glutes. And arms up towards the sky, palms facing each other, deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to lower those heels as we bring arms overhead, then lift back up. And when we lower those heels, just make sure that your glutes are staying exactly where they are. So you're tilting that pubic bone towards your chin, and you're making sure that that lower back is supported through that core activation. Keep working. Nice deep activations all the way through those glutes and into those hamstrings. And last one, we're going to lift up, keeping those heels off the mat. We're going to do little pulsations. So we're just pulsating by activating those glutes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping those heels, lifting a little bit higher. I want you to draw those heels into the ground. Imagine them coming towards your glutes. And now knees away, then center. Knees away, then center. You're doing little clams. If you want more of a challenge during this exercise, feel free to grab that little TheraBand you can put around your knees. And in and out. Keep going. We're nearly there. Should be experiencing a beautiful burn, keeping that tummy tight and core activated, sucking in that pelvic floor. Last little push, knees in, and little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming back down. Now we're going to turn over onto our right hand side. We're going to rest on our right hand elbow. Knees and hips and shoulders all aligned. We're going to go straight into our side lying straight leg raises. So just make sure that hip is slightly forward so that you can emphasize the activation of that glute, and a nice flexed ankle. So this is a simple exercise, but it works wonders. We're just going to lift and lower for 10 counts. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9 and 10. We're going to do little circles again like we did when we were on our backs. Imagine like there's a little pen on the bottom of our heels and we're just drawing circles. And again, the key here is not to drop into that shoulder. So make sure you have that good posture and you are just keeping that activation within that glute and other side. Keep going. I'm feeling a big, deep burn into that glute. And let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly coming down, turning over onto your tummy, extending left arm, left leg, bending that right knee, grabbing that ankle with that hand. And we're going to lift into prone half bow position and back down. We're going to do 3 of these, and that's 2. And last one, we're going to lift up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back down, extending right limbs, bending that left leg to do the same thing. Lifting up and down. And 2. And last one, lifting up and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend that right leg, keeping those knees together. We're going to, on that exhale, lift head, neck, and chest as we lift those knees, keeping them together, then slowly dropping down. Then lifting back up, and then slowly dropping back down. And 2 more like that. And last one, lifting up and holding. Focus on keeping those knees together, activating those glutes as much as you can. Toes to sky, and slowly coming back down. Extending those knees. I've got a little bit of a cramp in my toes. Wow. We're going to rest our head on our arms. We're going to lift both legs off the mat. So you should feel a nice activation into your glutes. If you struggle with lower back pain, I'd recommend you just grab a towel or cushion and just place it under the front of your pelvis just to make sure that you don't hurt yourself. But in this position, we're going to bend and extend. So you can see while I'm working, my knees are actually off the mat. So try really hard to keep those knees off. And as you bend those knees, you're flexing those ankles. As you extend those knees, you're pointing your toes. And let's do 4 more. And 3. Keep going. 2. And extend. We're going to go straight into swimming, extending those legs. And we're just going to lower and lift alternate limbs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down, lifting back into rest position. Very nice. We're just doing a counter pose just to stretch out. And you're going to go turn over onto that left hand side to do our side lying leg raises. Remember that shoulder, hips, knees and shoulders all aligned, flexing that ankle, and we're lifting and lowering. Really focus on lifting these ribs. Ooh, got quite a heart rate going here. Hope you're feeling it too, I'm not alone. And we're going to do a little circles in 5, 4, 3, 2. If you're not feeling an activation in those hips, in that glute, just drop that hip a little bit more forward. Just make sure you have good posture. And again, if you want more of a challenge, you can grab a little loop TheraBand and place it around your knees and you'll find beautiful deep burn. Keep core tight. I can feel I'm getting lazy, so my hips are starting to fall all over the place. Try focus on just making sure everything's stacked. And other direction. Keep going. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And little pulsations for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly turning over onto your back. Very nice. Placing that ankle, right ankle onto left knee. Just hugging that right knee towards that chest. You can place your elbow in the inner part of that right knee, pushing it away from the body as you draw that left knee in. Just stretching out the glutes, the muscles that we've just used. Whew. Definitely am feeling that one. I clearly have very weak glutes. And changing over. We've got one more core exercise to do, and then we can progress into our cool down. So we're going to place our legs in tabletop and then drawing our knees out, interlacing our hands behind our head. Just remember to keep that belly to spine. We're just going to start with lifting our head, neck and chest off the mat, and it's just a little toe, like heel tap really. Just lifting and lowering, drawing that belly towards your spine. Let's keep going. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to progress by lowering head, neck and chest, then lifting up into a little mini crunch. That's 1 and 2, 3. Really focus on keeping that pelvis in position. Don't arch or hyperextend that lower back when you toe tap. You want to make sure that your back is really still in contact with that ground. Don't try and do this too fast. It's rather a quality movement rather than quantity. Lifting back up, keeping those knees where they are. we're just going to squeeze left elbow to left knee, then right elbow to right knee. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. We're doing 10 of these. If you need a rest, you can. Stick with me if you can. Let's do 3 more. That's 1. Keep going. I've got a deep burn. 2 and 3. And slowly coming down and hugging those knees to chest. Whew, well done, everyone. What a burn. We're just going to hug those knees around that spine. Just really bring those knees as close to your chest as possible. And we're just going to point those toes forward and backwards. And then we're going to extend that left leg as you hug that right knee to chest. And then just drawing that knee across the midline and over onto the mat. Trying to just keep those hips on the mat. And then looking in the opposite direction of that knee. And then extending that leg, lifting that other leg up to do the same thing. And then into the opposite direction. Slowly coming back up, or extending both legs. Going to lift arms overhead, taking a deep inhale. And on as we exhale, lifting head, neck and chest off the ground into a seated forward fold. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming back to seated, placing our hands again over our head, grabbing the opposite elbows with our hands, drawing left elbow up towards the sky. Coming back to center, then right elbow up towards the sky. Last little one. This time we're going to drop that right hand over as you draw left arm over. And then same thing. Left arm down as you draw right arm over. And that final stretch, we're going to just come into a seated position, drawing those soles of the feet into contact with one another, stretching and lengthening that spine, and drawing those knees down towards the mat. We're just going to hold here, taking 3 deep inhales. Take a deep breath in, and breathe out with me. And 1 more. And exhale. And the last one. Deep breath in. And exhale. Thank you for joining me on the mat. Don't forget to give me some feedback. Was that too hard? Was it too easy? Would you like more complicated or challenging exercises or more modifications? Please feel free to comment in the comment sections below. And for those of you who are in Durban and are around and are able to attend our in-person Pilates workout sessions, please feel free to join. Everyone is welcome and you get your first class for free. I will leave a link in the description below if you'd like to make a booking. And for those of you who aren't in Durban, I will see you next week for our Thursday virtual Pilates workouts at 6 p.m. GMT +2. See you next week, everyone. Lots of love.